Again, we'll try and do this for as long as my voice can hold up. Oh, I sound like a completely different person. Again, if you were in New Orleans and your voice doesn't sound like mine, you're the one with the problem, not me. Yesterday was a fun day. This was a fun weekend. We had a ton of fun out there. We came away with the win, which is what was most important. Let's get after it. Let's talk about this game. Picked up something big out of this game, man. All week long, all we heard going into this game was who was going to cover those wide receivers and who was going to block that defensive line. That's all we heard. I even said it. My biggest two concerns was our offensive line and was our secondary. They didn't look like a concern last night to me. They didn't look like a concern at all. Let me tell you something about this SEC defensive lines. Both of my lines were better than theirs. Both of them. My defensive line, pressure all night. Jared Verse. That kid. Jared Verse. Mike Norvell looks like he hit again at defensive end. I'm not going to go outlandish. I'm not the outlandish outlet. Y'all know where to find that. But Mike Norvell looks like he hit pretty big on this defensive end again. Not going to say it's as good, right? I'm not going to put him above a first rounder yet. But that kid has more talent, man. He might be the most talented player. Let me look at. He might be the most talented player in 10 of the 12 games we play this year, and maybe all 12. See what he can do. Mike Norvell with a massive hit with Jared Verse. A lot of people, I don't know why so many people were down on Ontario Wilson. Pokey was the MVP of the game. Did he catch that touchdown that he got interfered with on the same exact – was that not shades of 99 with P-Dub? Pokey Wilson was the best receiver in the game. All you heard about all week was who was going to cover their wide receivers. How are we going to stop Boutte? How are we going to block that defensive line? Florida State was excellent at both of those. There was a point with 9 minutes to go in the game that LSU didn't have 100 yards rushing or passing. Florida State's defense was lights out, and they should have been up by more if you make a field goal, if you convert on a fourth down, or if you go for a field goal. I know hindsight's 20/20 there. Florida State dominated this game. I thought in the fourth quarter, with about 9 minutes to go, when we were up by 14, they got two absolute gifts when it comes to penalties. I thought that roughing was terrible. I thought that late hit was awful. And I thought the DPI after that was even worse. That DPI, the late hit, I thought he held up. And I thought he tried to stop. But if you want to say he did make contact and the quarterback went down, you want to call that, that's fine with me. The DPI was so bad. And gave him 30 free yards on that drive. Bend don't break. We broke. They scored late. Florida State special teams, I thought did a pretty good job. Obviously recovered 2 muff punts. Blocked 2 field goals. Special teams was a concern after Duquesne. Didn't really look like much of a concern last night. You certainly want to make your field goals, right? That was a long one. I honestly didn't have a lot of confidence. No disparaging the kid, but I didn't have a lot of confidence when he was lining up for that. It was 47 yards, 45 yards, something like that. I don't think I was too shocked that he missed that. But Florida State dominated this game. Florida State also dominated the crowd. That was not – it was 50-50, but that was not close. Florida State's fans showed out for 3 straight days in New Orleans. It's not super shocking. I think we talked about this on Saturday morning. It's not super shocking that there weren't a ton of LSU fans out on Bourbon Street on Friday night like there were FSU fans. Saturday, it was still pretty packed at FSU. Sunday, there was just as many FSU fans as there were LSU. And FSU fans were much, much, much louder. Now, FSU fans had more to cheer for, but you can thank the team for that. If you're watching on YouTube, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share. You can utilize the super chat. Yeah, my big takeaway, my big realization here is exactly what Simone wrote about in his article. Would Florida State start to win close? Because we lose that game last year. There's no way. That game goes to overtime and we lose. That's just what happens. Florida State's lines were better than an SEC team. Florida State's quarterback was better than an SEC team. Florida State's wide receivers were better than an SEC team. Florida State's special team. I don't know. Was there one? Okay, so here I go through everything. Was there one facet of the game that LSU was better in? You certainly don't like that Florida State allowed a team to go 99 yards in like a minute. But when you look at the totality of the game, Florida State dominated this thing. How about the ACC this week? Is the ACC just terrible? What? Are y'all watching this Clemson game? Again, sorry for the voice, but yours hopefully sounds a lot like mine. The ACC sucks. Boston College, some of y'all were worried about that game? No offense to my guy Jake in here, but Rutgers? Y'all were worried about Boston College. They got 2 players. Sorry. The more excited I get, the more the voice goes. They got 2 players, and that team sucks. We're not losing to that team. Louisville? And I was worried about Louisville. I'm not going to give y'all too much grief about that one. I actually said the Louisville game would be tougher than the LSU game. I don't necessarily think it'll be closer. I don't think it'll be a 1-point game. But Louisville? 31 points to Syracuse? I told you that was an interesting spread. I told you that being a 4-point spread definitely interested me. Why was that spread so close? Why did Vegas tell you guys that game was going to be closer than we all thought? 31-7? I am very interested for us to watch Louisville as a family on Friday night when they travel down here to Orlando to play UCF. See how that one goes. But you beat Louisville. You're starting this year 4-0. How many people had 4-0 on the schedule? Especially considering how last year started. FSU fans deserved this. We deserve this. Just to let you guys know. I mean, you can like the team, you can like the coach, you can not like it doesn't matter. We deserved a night like last night. I'll tell you one more thing, and then I'll get Devin on here. I'll shut out Garner and Gold. I'll give a couple of I'll give a couple more thoughts, and then we'll let you guys kind of take off with the show. I wanted to go on a rant to start. Oh, I gotta tell you guys a story, and then we'll get out of here. But in 2006, Florida won the national championship, right? And then LSU, Florida again, then Alabama. 2010 was Auburn. 2011 was Alabama. 2012 was Alabama. Seven SEC championships in a row. Florida State breaks the streak in 2013. My favorite thing about this weekend is that heading into last night, the SEC was 13-0. Florida picked up a big win. Arkansas picked up a big win. Georgia is so reloaded, it's not funny. But the SEC was 13-0 going into last night. Florida State beats the streak again.